Greetings everyone, MarquisTV here today to talk about just Argentinian wines and my trip. But I just got back from there for 2 weeks. We were in Mendoza, Salta, and Rioja. And I have to say it was, overall the trip was great. Impressed with the wines, impressed with the country. And, I'm looking forward to bringing in some pretty cool Argentinian wines. Here's just as a global picture. Buenos Aires in particular, really cool city. I always heard it was sort of the Paris or the Europe of South America. And indeed, there's some really cool buildings that remind you of a day gone by. But unfortunately, most of them, or a lot of them, have been torn down, replaced with sort of faceless buildings from the 70s. Kind of disappointing to see. And with their political mismanagement and some 1,000% inflation, parts of the city are, big chunk of the city is kind of not as clean as it should be. Sidewalks are falling apart. Of course, the prestigious areas are always well taken care of, but I don't count that. I like sort of the kind of the grittier areas or with personality, and it just seems to lack a little bit of care to the city. But one cool place we went to called Florista at Atlantica, which is by the Sofitel. It's a flower store and wine shop, and there's this big, huge refrigerator-looking door. You open it up, you go downstairs. It's kind of like a speakeasy. It's great food, great cocktails, great wines. Something like that would, of course, be illegal in no fun British Columbia / Vancouver. This place was really cool. Highly recommend it. Packed all the time. You need reservations if you're going to sit at the table. Up at the bar, not a problem. And another cool place to go to is Dada. And I have another great place. I can't remember the name. It's a 12-course tasting menu, and in kind of a dodgy part of town. Duncan will put the name of it at the bottom of this part of this video, and I think we got out of there for 80 bucks a head, which is really, really good. But on to the wine. So Argentina is famous for Malbec, almost like what Australia became famous for Syrah before the whole market collapsed. Syrah at 10 bucks and Syrah at $80, and you can get Malbec at 10 bucks, and you can get Malbec like Archibald Ferrer at 100 bucks or 120 because it's old vines. And it's like Rioja, it kind of confuses the customer. Why should I spend 100 bucks when I can spend 10? Driving distances are massive. We were taken around between the Appalachians by plane, which is really, really cool, and then a bus. But say in Mendoza, we stayed in downtown Mendoza, and to go to say where Clodo Siete is 35 or 40 minutes. Then you're in the middle of nowhere. So it's an interesting area. Wines are good. Things that really intrigued me were Cabernet Franc and Cabernet Sauvignon, but in particular Cabernet Franc. They've hung their hat on Malbec, but I think they need to get a little bit more, how do I want to put it, a little bit more intrigue in the wines, and do a Bordeaux style blend with Malbec, Cab Franc, Petit Verdot, and Cabernet Franc. I think people who do that will make some pretty interesting wines. Tasted a lot of great wines on the trip. Of course, they will be in the store. I've got to sit down and make my list of what I want to bring in, and they're all going to be in sort of that $18 to $25 range. I'm pretty excited. These wines have style, flair, individuality, and personality to them. So you'll be seeing them probably later on in the year, hopefully. We've got to get our orders together, and the Torrentes wines are great. They're fresh, they're clean, and they're crisp. So that's my report back from Argentina. Well worth going. I didn't have a chance to go to Patagonia, but I think they'll make that on my next trip. But there are some wines. We did taste some wines from down there, and it's literally planted in the desert. It's pretty it's pretty crazy. I'll see if I can get some pictures and put them up for you. So thanks for listening, and stay tuned. Cheers.